I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute everybody.
This whole
Whoa, the dual wield songs.
Okay. Hello, viewers.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there...
Most definitely! There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair. So there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin!
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules? Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately, we need to find out who murdered him. We can't do that. No thinking about it is a waste of time. We have to do this no matter what. Okay. Sorry, excuse my ear. Yes, non-subject. During these discussions, all of your circumstances was classmates, people into the other, without any breaks. You need to realize mistakes concerning the person. You need to have to use your two souls to defeat the whole thing. How will you feel to find out this old love? The old love is justice and resurrection. The question is that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Huh? Why? Obviously by hiding the body.
Hold on. It's triangle, yes? Silencer bullets.
They tried to delay its discovery! Like a dog burying a bone!
I missed it, god damn it.
Why was Byakuya's body?
Hold on, how do I change it to true films again? Vertical.
In a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there. No, that's wrong.
Come on, guys. Common
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Aw, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
So Byakuya snuck
just
under
said.
the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
The reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to Byakuya. I wish I could have seen. Did I press something? Okay, cool. If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing, then the part that's probably. No. Bloodstained knife, no. No. Maybe. Might be the. Hold on.
Crap!
Damn. Oh no! Reason Byakuya over on the table. Did he know? Probably would take that. They're on the blackout and we can't the thing called. You have that underneath the table? No. Oh no. Alright, that doesn't do with that. During the search for the office after the blackout, so we head straight to the office. When it becomes our policy deck, so the second yes. There's the carpet there, yes? Maybe the night vision.
Crap!
I'm getting washed right now. Oh no! What did it? Yes, we know this already. Yes. Monokuma file, maybe. No, this aside from that. He was reaching for something. The night vision goggles. No. Maybe he was reaching for his case? I want to... use the diagram that Mahiro gave us. Oh, I have Oh no.
Crap!
Oh no, I'm getting lost right now. Like, I don't understand. He would be reaching for something. Maybe the knife?
I can prove it with this! It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, "I am the murder weapon"?
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there, so in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Okay.
It is particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous
Makes
items,
sense.
so I cannot
I got
deny the
washed.
possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
There's the...
If he knew
main
beforehand,
stuff.
he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. From this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in the way. Some I already forgot to compose. I just read them. Oh, there's too much stuff. That's the level of night vision goggles. No, the knife. The knife is important because it has the glow in the dark kind of thing. Silencer, I know that already, yes. Truth bullet. Okay. Concentrate.
Sure, Byakuya ducked under the table. During the blackout.
That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black!
It was so dark I couldn't see my food. Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, you're right.
I
You couldn't
doubt
see
he
that.
could have seen the killer.
You saw the knife. I missed it?
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table. During the blackout.
That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, he must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black!
It was so dark I couldn't see my... Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Crap!
Am I not bugging?
I'm sure
Yo, I'm
Byakuya
telling
ducked
you.
under the
I'm pretty
table.
sure.
During the blackout.
That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, he must have seen the killer.
But it was super... It was so dark I couldn't... Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, there's a night vision goggles, so I don't think he had them. So he might have gotten them.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So... Are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Oh, here it goes. Yeah, I was. It was between me. I was also just kidding. Alright. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim Draw out the weak spots and then use them. Please counter the opponent's remarks with the left stick. Based on the shape of the remark, point to the level. The bottom right hand corner is the you will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be very careful. Not following cut marks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party, and its process will be very big, just like a regular debate group. Oh, I already forgot. Okay, so the knife, yes. So you overturn. Concentrate, choose blade, select choose blade, okay.
Just use the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't back down! Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Damn it!
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision. That's gotta be it.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the in reality. So those goggles were planned if the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Oh, it's right there! No! No, no, no!
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
I need to switch my truth over.
Because if they used night vision goggles,
No, God.
then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
I should have done it. I should have used the other one. Found a hole in it. I know where it is.
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
I need to press the button. Why am I not pressing?
Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark.
Yes, they could have, yeah.
In reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Yo, why am I not pressing the button?
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Jesus.
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark.
Yes,
in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned and the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Why am I not pressing the button? Jesus!
Damn it!
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it. If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Like, I just don't press.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
All I needed to do. Jesus Christ.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I'm getting washed though.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
The knife was brought in a Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too. No, it's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. Stop fixing.
Crap!
Okay. No, it's not possible. The knife was hidden there. I forgot what the duct tape was about. Is there a way for me to check? I wish it might be the floorboards. It's not the night vision goggles case. It's the duct tape, god damn it.
Crap!
No, I ran out of time. Duct tape.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found, huh? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond, being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Nagito knows.
I can prove it with this! Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
The hell is this?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage. It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
Those are still lies! doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? I see. A strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his idea.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place. Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance? But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen. They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker. Which means it was you! Peko Pekoyama!
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
I'm not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
What? So hard. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna overwhelm. Okay, hold on.
Since Peko...
Hold on. Okay. How would I...
Peko was in the office. She could have caused the blackout at any time.
Hold on. Oh, he's right. Where's my freaking bullets? I need to see what's going on. It was set to HP. So.
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
Before the blackout? Okay.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
Since Pecco was in the office...
Okay, it's like a... No. No. What did Chiaki say? Who do I have again? Chiaki, Teru.
She could have caused the blackout at any time!
Nakamura. Teru just said that he was in the kitchen. That might be shocking, isn't it?
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
Damn.
Crap! Since Pecco was in the office...
Nakamura saw something
She
like
could have caused the blackout at any time!
That's impossible.
What did Teru say? I'm forgetting things. What is he Teru. That's right, but that doesn't say anything. Wait, no, it does. Nakamura says that the bathroom was clean.
Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
No, the guy's the freaking Nakamura.
Since Pecco was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time!
That's impossible.
This thing is saying something from stuff too, though.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
I agree with that.
Annihilated right now.
Pecco is
Getting washed.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Pecco.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Pecco's alibi.
Trying to use the sign, but the door just rolled open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Pecco was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Pecco.
I guess that would be... true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier!
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry. The smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited? Seriously, stop it.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
Safety timer.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that! Laxatives would ruin the taste!
No, I should have put that.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that! Laxatives would ruin the taste! Crap!
That wasn't anything. I don't think that's anything to do with it.
Did you eat anything weird?
Maybe it's the party dishes. I just one right past it. Yeah, okay. There. Ooh.
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... He brought food to the office.
Just a little bit from...
There might have been some
Taro cooked the...
I wouldn't do anything like... Laxatives would ruin the taste!
It's definitely his.
Crap!
Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you met, he brought food to the office.
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think? No, that's wrong!
They both ate it.
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall, because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Cease this bickering! Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout. Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us. Trashy skank?
And the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. Anyway, I'm sure ooh, the irons actually. Yep, the irons.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No.
Crap!
Yeah, I don't want to do
Breaker,
this.
and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, did they throw a stone and hit it?
Maybe they used a remote control?
Hold on. No!
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Am I bugging? I'm not bugging. The irons or something.
Breaker, and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, did they throw a stone?
Maybe they used a remote.
Probably. It does not have to be that they may have tampered with, or maybe they caused a power surge?
Boom, there you go.
I agree with that.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool! Hold on a second, let me speak too!
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable! If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, I'm trying to... People in the dining hall will blame it. Yes, I know.
If the irons in the...
I'm probably doing it wrong or something like that.
Storage room.
The AC panel.
Caused the blackout. Then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Why did I press it twice? I don't want to do that.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
I'll just do that.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Can't be a suspect? Oh my god.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout,
I wanted to
then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
I'm trying to... I need to push it over there.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
What am I doing? Like, I'm acting like a dumb idiot.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Can't be a suspect. I don't know why I'm
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. The irons in the store, and for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Yeah, people who were in the dining hall weren't. No.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to...
I'm so confused.
This is my... We will never give up!
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect. If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Hold on. I'll end the stream for now. I'm fumbling it. I promise I'll come back and I'll be better.